This is Darkside Diaries, and tonight's story is real. Not officially, not legally, but real enough that the scars on my back still itch when it rains. They say no one survives the Blackwood detour in Northern America. People don't vanish there. They expire. Cars are found empty. Phones still recording. Mouths frozen like they saw something that rewrote fear. But somehow, I came back. And whatever chased me out of that forest still knows my address. Here's how I survived. It was 11:53 p.m. I was driving home after a late shoot, heading through rural highways outside Pennsylvania. My GPS rerouted me because of construction. Shortcut. That's what it said. The sign I passed was older than the road itself. Blackwood. No services. 17 miles. The moment I crossed it, my radio cut. Static collapsed into silence. My phone lost signal, and the air changed. Not colder, heavier. Like the night itself leaned onto my windshield. Trees pressed close on both sides, swallowing the road. No wind, no insects, no animals. Even my engine sounded distant, like it didn't belong to me anymore. That's when my headlights caught movement. Something slid across the road, not ran, not walked. Slid. Its legs bent backward. Its head hung sideways. And when it turned, there were no eyes. Just hollow skin, pulled tight over empty bone. I slammed the brakes. The road curved, the forest surged, and the world flipped. Metal screamed. Glass burst. Then everything went quiet. I woke upside down, blood dripping into my ear, smoke crawling through the cabin. My seatbelt snapped and I fell. Pain shattered through my ribs. But what scared me wasn't the crash. It was the silence after. No wind, no animals. Just my breathing and another rhythm beneath it, like something else was timing me. I crawled out of the wreck. My car rested in a ditch, but the road was gone. Trees replaced it, endless, and inside them, something exhaled. Slow, wet, human, trying not to sound human. I turned on my phone flashlight. Fog that hadn't been there before swallowed the beam. Then I felt it, not watched, counted. Each step I took, something repeated it, delayed, heavy, sticky. I stopped. It stopped. I turned around. Nothing. Then my light dipped and showed footprints, human-shaped but wrong. Too long, too many joints. Facing the opposite direction. They weren't chasing me. They were waiting for me. Then a voice whispered inside my head. You took the old road again. The trees leaned closer like they were listening. I ran. Branches tore my arms. Mud swallowed my boots. Panic burned the oxygen out of me. Then I saw it. A cabin. Crooked, breathing light through its cracks. I slammed inside and locked the door. The smell was rot and frozen smoke. Scratch marks covered the walls. thousands of them, like people tried to escape the wood itself. In the center stood a mirror, but it wasn't reflecting the room. It reflected me, standing behind myself. I turned, but nothing was there. The reflection didn't move. It just smiled wider than my face could. Then knocking began. Not on the door, on the walls, on the ceiling, under the floor. And a voice called my name in my exact voice, crying, begging, "Open up. I'm hurt." But the crying never inhaled. There was no breath between sobs, just sound. The floor creaked. A plank shifted near the mirror. Under it were bones, hundreds of them, and a journal. The last line said, "It studies you before it keeps you." The mirror blinked and stepped out. It wore my body wrong, skin hanging loose, eyes too deep, jaw opening farther than bone allows. It spoke without moving its lips. "You died in the crash." I just followed what didn't. The lights went out. Cold hands grabbed my ankle from beneath the floor, too many fingers wrapping around me. The walls started breathing. The house was alive, digesting. I tore free and crashed through the back door. The forest exploded with movement. Shadows peeled off trees. Branches bent backward and everything wearing people began running. Not fast, certain. Bones snapping with every step. Voices overlapping, crying, laughing, begging, all in my voice. Something grabbed my jacket. Another touched my neck. Its skin slid like melting rubber. It whispered, "We only keep what tries to leave." I rolled downhill into darkness. When I woke, I was on asphalt. Morning burned my eyes. Cars screamed past. People shouted. Police found my wreck miles away. They said trauma made me imagine things, but they never explained one detail. In my pocket was a muddy footprint, not mine, with joints bending backward. I went home and locked everything, but every night, something stands outside my bedroom door, breathing without lungs, waiting for the moment I stop listening. Because in Blackwood, nothing lets you leave alone. If you hear footsteps after watching this, don't turn around. Survivors are only people it hasn't finished learning yet. This is Darkside Diaries, and I'll see you on the dark side.